failed at being both a perfect girl and a boy. Like many young girls, I wanted to be a princess, and like one of those timid, mysteriously beautiful Disney princesses. Except I was more of a strong-willed, babbling kind of princess who gets her dresses all dirty and just tries so hard to make the hair go flat. I was more a troll than a child. Failure. And then, around the time I was 10, I had a short trans period of a week when I wanted to be a boy. I think it was just a phase. But I realized that girls actually hate boys, and especially boys who are girls. The transphobia of children, isn't it lovely? And it wasn't a total loss though, because I learned how to spit and do like these weird cool handshakes that boys do. So yeah, still failure. But it wasn't until the age of 12 that I noticed and realized that this society is made mainly for men, and that women have to fight so much harder to gain the same respect as men do. It all started when I was 12 and I read my first feminist book. And I remember it said, never depend on a man for money. Be financially independent from a man. And this somehow stuck in my head, like this one line. And I am financially independent from a man. That's so sweet. Yeah, because women don't actually get applause for just existing.
Are you financially dependent on a woman?
I am dependent on myself. Does that count? But no, men do get applause for just existing. I tell you that. It's like, oh my God, look, he's doing the same thing a woman does all the time. That's so amazing. So, for example, I'm from Sweden, and we have something we call lattepappor, which are daddies who walk around in soft overalls with a baby stroller and a latte in their hands, and they bake sourdough bread on the weekends. It's very sweet, and all the old generation women are like, oh look, he's taking care of his offspring. And my friend's husband got praised for changing a diaper. And my friend was told how lucky she is to have a man who helps out with the baby. Kind of like a part-time nanny, but it is your own child. Very strange. But this is important though. The man and a woman, the child should have a mother and a father. Why? Why is gender important? I want to talk about the number of parents involved. Okay, because it's all about the math. I've done some careful research, spending time with my friends' children, and they sort of kind of pop up everywhere like chlamydia. I love them to death, like the lovely, gorgeous little monsters. But I collected these empirical data and made a calculation that you need 4 people to take care of a baby. You need 1 to clean the house. 2, the second one is for making money. The third one is for actually taking care of the baby, which is an important one. And 4 is for sleeping and or having a life. I think that it's a good calculation, because if one fucks off, which often happens, you got 3 more. Oh, who cares? And I would suggest that the best parenting team would consist of 1 gay couple and 1 lesbian couple. Yes. Because, again, man and a woman. We need both, apparently. So, but they don't say the number of parents. They don't say the sexual orientation of the parents. So, aha! Loophole! But so, I I also think it's important that we help out our gay brothers because it's just not as easy for them. Because lesbians can pop out babies like ping pong balls. And all you really need is at least one functional uterus and a very kind, fertile male friend. Luckily, I have both. Yeah, that kind of sounds like a pickup line. Like, hey, you need a uterus? I've got one at home. Yeah, so I have a uterus. Not bragging. Because you can be a woman without a uterus, which is perfectly fine because you can identify as whoever you want. Yes, wonderful. Thank you. Yes. I, for example, identify as a bisexual, visiofemme, cis woman, queer with audiolingophilia and intramasculine tendencies. So what does this mean? I have a uterus. I've been through that. I like both men and women. And I have mainly outer feminine qualities, except the hair because I have lesbian hair. If you don't know this, like in order to be a lesbian, you have to have short and weird hair. If you have any questions about it, there's a book. It's called the Big Lesbian Book of Hair. Also, I am massively attracted to voices, the use of language, accents, voices. When Brittany Murphy died, I've never cried over someone's voice so much. So feathery and raspy at the same time. I don't know, do you know Brittany Murphy?
Yeah.
Maybe you've seen her as Gloria the Penguin. It's not her, it's not this penguin. I did not know there was going to be a penguin here. Yeah, I've also never seen a penguin, not this penguin, but Gloria the Penguin, who has as enormous breasts as she does. I did not know that penguin had big breasts, but it's a thing, Okay, anyway, back to me. My favorite topic. So, I am a bisexual, visiofemme, cis woman, queer is somewhere in there with audiolingophilia and intramasculine tendencies. So, what does this mean? I have a lot of inequalities that you would probably describe as quite male. And for example, I can be really firm and strong-willed and pointing with the whole hand, like this is how it's gonna be. By some people, it may or may not have been called cold and ruthless. But I object to this because I criticize you because I love you, babe. I want you to improve as a human being. That's love to me. That's love, not control. No matter what my psychiatrist says. Also, I like to talk a lot. And I like to force people to listen to me. Kind of like right now. And girls aren't supposed to. Like in class, like girls will be like, oh, hello, I have the answer. Maybe if no one else wants to, I could just... Whereas boys will just blurt out the answers as mansplaining Tourette dolls. And I just... It's like they always know best, even when they're clueless. So, for example, you'll have a guy who's like, oh, so you play hockey? I play hockey, by the way. Not well at all. But, yeah, I'm that cool. Yeah, so, oh, you play hockey? Well, I've heard that women in sports have a higher testosterone level. What do you think about that? Well, I think it's bullshit because, oh, maybe that's why all women in hockey are lesbians. Well, that's also not true. Well, I know a woman who plays hockey and she is a lesbian. Yeah, okay. You got me. It is true. It's something when you see the puck moving all over the ice that kind of hypnotizes you to maybe kind of probably really, yes, you do want to kiss a girl. Except girls don't actually use sticks when they play. Thank you. I know that was late, thank you. But I do think that this pretend mansplaining guy has some kind of point, because something does happen to me on the ice. Something unexplainable. So I can already feel, talking about hockey, that something's happening in my body as well. So during hockey practice a couple of weeks ago, a girl and I crashed into each other. Full speed, full front, bam. And I'm kind of tiny, and she was not. So for a split of a second, I just saw death coming towards me. And I also, before I forget it, please come up later if you want to join my hockey team. It's a really safe and lovely sport. But yes, I'm lying there. I hit the ground so hard, and I might have a concussion. There may be blood and brains splattered all over. I don't know, because I don't look. I get up, and I'm like, I'm fine. And I continue playing. Now, this is stupid. Like, yes, you have to. In hockey, you have to. You can't look weak. Like, they'll eat you alive. And seriously, please do come up to me later if you want to look me in my face. Much fun. Very kind people, very kind. But yeah, it's stupid. It's like beyond Neanderthal stupid. This is not how the evolution of the human race was happened. Like, this does not make sense. So I think if we don't want to become extinct, we need to think more like women do. So for example, how does a woman solve a conflict? Well, let's sit down and eat some lovely homemade blueberry pie and talk about it for hours and hours and hours and hours until we forget what was the problem in the first place. Men, I punch you in the face. I met straight men who speak worse human than my cats do. Means hi, by the way. Means I want to play human now. But I'm not saying that there aren't good male qualities. There definitely are. Like dedication, determination, ambition, and the ability to be standing up. I know we all want it. Yes. But I think in the end, I believe in the power of women, and the gays, the lesbians, the trans women, the trans men, the bigender, the non-gender, the queer and otherwise. And I think the people who have been spat on, who have been reduced, who have suffered discrimination, degradation, or even violence just for being who they are, for loving who they love and having the courage to be open about it, that's really special. The people who tell other people to fuck off when they stick their hateful opinions on them. And also the others, the people who are hiding because it's scary, because you can't stand the thought that if you were open about yourself, you would lose your loved ones or people would look at you differently. The people who think or feel that there is not enough space in the world for their originality and beauty, well, if that is true, then that world needs to change. And whether it's by getting rid of all these old, useless stereotypes or fighting for our right to identify as who we are, we need to make the world a more beautiful and diverse place. And I think it was something like that I read in that feminist book when I was 12. I'd never be financially independent on a man! As important. And fight the old world order because we can do better. Thank you very much for listening.